Well, it's time. Let's jump into Zoho Analytics. Now, there's a lot of buzz around data science these days. It's the information age. We don't need a data scientist. Hire one on. Do something with all this data that we have. Um, but really, I'm going to let you in on a secret. You learn how to use Zoho Analytics well, and you'll practically be able to call yourself a data scientist. Now, you won't have a degree, but you will have a stamp of approval from the Workflow Academy. And Zoho Analytics is amazing. You can do so much with it. Learning curve is a little bit steep, but it's so worth it, and you will make yourself invaluable to your company and to many others. So just quickly to get started, here we are in the administrative panel again for Zoho 1. If you don't have it already, click up here to add application, add analytics. If you do have it, let's jump into it. And why is Zoho Analytics so important? Why is it so useful? Well, you can connect to so many different applications, both within and outside of the Zoho suite. Imagine connecting to your e-commerce database, connecting to your G Suite, connecting to any sort of other database, but also all of your Zoho apps. And that's cool, is that all the Zoho apps talk together, right? Maybe a little different when you first pull it up, but many times there are already some default workspaces here. A workspace is a place where you can, create dashboards, charts, reports, components, and everything. And it's like a place to do your work, essentially. And you can invite others to your workspace. You can make a private workspace. But we primarily will be working in the Zoho CRM reports. The next video will show you how to add different data sources to these workspaces and how to consolidate them into one. But get excited, a lot to learn in all these courses. Now, one reason you may not see all of these workspaces here is back in your CRM. So once you've activated the app, let's go to CRM settings, then marketplace, Zoho, because this is where you enable some integrations with other Zoho apps. And under Advanced Analytics for CRM, this right here might say set up now. So if you haven't already set it up, by clicking here and go to manage, I have the option to deactivate. So this is already going. This is already live. The last sync was an hour ago. The next sync is tomorrow. I can actually sync something, initiate a sync right now. So that's how you set up your CRM workspace. Now, an important thing to know, if you want to work with data from multiple apps all in the same workspace, you have to sync them to the same workspace. However, CRM is a little bit different. You cannot sync CRM data to an existing workspace. This has to be your base integration to which you add other syncs on top of it. So if I go in here to Zoho Books Analytics, this is kind of the main page that pops up, and I click on data sources. It'll show me that this is the Zoho Finance Suite synced with, integrated with this workspace. I go back to Home and I click on Zoho CRM reports and then data sources. This is Zoho CRM synced to this workspace. So what we're going to do, and this is important to do at the very beginning, don't do it later after you've already built lots of, charts, reports, dashboards in your workspaces. We are going to consolidate these. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete these. This is the projects workspace, and this is the finance suite. This is the finance suite workspace. And here in CRM reports, let's click into it. Go to data sources and add data source. And this is where we'll pick up in the next video. Okay, I have a confession to make. I went ahead and just deleted all of them. This is for you at home who don't have any or would like to see how it looks like to start over. And remember, this is not best practice. Don't go around just deleting workspaces like this. But as we're just getting started and we haven't actually done any work in analytics yet, it's okay. Just this once. So go to import data, Zoho apps, Zoho CRM. Remember what I said before about Zoho CRM being the base workspace, and you can't add CRM data to other existing workspaces, but you can add other Zoho apps to your Zoho CRM Advanced Analytics. So again, it has this little message here. You can read that, click next. And what it's going to do is bring up a list of all of the modules in CRM, and you can choose which modules you want to sync. And yep, we'll call it this. Affluence Financial Planners is our organization. You can add a little description if you want. Anyway, we want to sync all these. Normally you can just select all of these fields, and it's not a problem. But if you have more than 100, you do have to pick and choose. You cannot sync more than 100 fields per module. Let's add in the tasks, meetings, and calls. We don't need Zoho sign documents. Commissions, that's one of our custom modules. Referrals, that as well. These inventory modules, I'm not going to worry about for now. Users, yes, with all of those. And then service reviews, yes. If you don't have all these modules, don't worry. We've created them in other courses. But these are some of the ones that we'll be working with. Select how often you want to sync it with the CRM data. I think it's probably good every 6 hours. But you can also not schedule it and just initiate your own manual syncs or sync it daily. So we'll create that. What this is going to do, and this does take a while because the initial data migration to CRM, there's just a lot of data in there. So it'll take a little bit. You'll be notified via email when it's complete, and then it will create some default reports for you. We're going to go ahead and end this video, but once it's in there, we can start building. Also, just the last couple of videos in this mini course show you how to add other data sources to your existing workspace before we start creating some really cool reports and dashboards. It worked. Check it out. Here are all our modules. Basically all the information stored in spreadsheets from the CRM. Just added a minute ago, the data migration is not yet complete, so these are actually empty, but we can see that they will be working. And then we have here some sample dashboards, sample reports. These are all just default. I did not build these on myself in a minute, although by the end of these courses, you will be quite proficient at building these charts and reports. Let's now go back to data sources. The initial fetch is in progress, and we're going to add another Zoho app, and you'll see how to do that to our workspace. So again, same message, click next. We want to add Zoho Finance. So this is Zoho Books, invoice, inventory, subscriptions, expenses, all that kind of stuff. And we're not going to customize this a lot right now. We'll do that in a future course and project. But same thing, if you are interested in, yes, let's get estimates and sales orders and invoices, payments, you can go ahead and select those. You can, select which of the fields you need. I think daily is good for this. We don't use Zoho Finance as much, but we will be using it for some of our reports. So pretty simple. Click create, and then this will add all of that information that you selected. It'll add it to the same workspace so that you can access CRM and finance data in the same place and create really nice dashboards and reports from that. This will also notify you via email when the integration is complete and when your data is in there. And then in the next video, we'll just look at adding external data sources to your Zoho Analytics workspace. So if we go back to our, wow, look at that. Back to Explore, this is kind of the home tab in Zoho Analytics. Shows you all the data. So here we have our Zoho CRM modules. And then here, Zoho Finance modules data. These are all of the module spreadsheets that we selected to throw into Zoho Analytics. And then as you can see, these are all the default reports that Zoho throws in there as well. Now, if we go back to data sources, you can click Add Data Source here. Another place to do it is click Create, New Table, or Import Data. Same thing. So as we saw before, these are all the Zoho apps that you can sync to Analytics. Some common ones are Zoho Projects, Zoho Survey, Zoho CRM, Finance, and then obviously there are many others. What we want to do now is look at all. So look at all these other ones. You are not limited to just Zoho applications. In fact, if you use another CRM like HubSpot or Salesforce, you can connect those here. You can connect Excel files, other cloud databases. Think about like Amazon RDS or IBM Cloud, Oracle. Lots of cool other services you can do. And then you just select the database type, endpoint, put in your specific account information, and then you can create a live integration with Zoho Analytics. So you don't have to be updating it, every week for your weekly report or something like that. Some pretty cool ones. One of the other pretty simple ones is like Google Sheets. Maybe, oh yeah, it would just be cloud storage and Drive. So if you wanted something from your Google Drive, you can put, sample spreadsheet, description, Google Drive. What you'd have to do is authenticate your account, and you can do either Drive, Dropbox, Spock, etc. Lots of different options. So really the options are limitless with the kind of data you want to throw into Zoho Analytics. Super cool. What did I tell you? Remember that secret from the beginning? Like data scientist in the making? I mean, the hardest part about data science, right, is getting all your information in the right place and the right format so that you can create, your reports and gain those actionable insights. So Zoho makes it so easy to add all sorts of data into analytics, and then the builders and basically making those dashboards and reports is fairly straightforward. Yes, it takes a lot of practice, but you're well on your way to becoming a data scientist. So once you have that all set up, all of your sources, both Zoho and external connected, then really it's just time to start creating your dashboards. Okay, last video to quickly show some other options for setting up Zoho Analytics. Here in the settings tab on the left side, you have the workspace settings. You may rename it, give it a description, make it the default, choose your fiscal year and week start settings. You want to change those. You can configure backups right here, where you can repeat it, however often. Add variables, talk about that in another course. Change the default colors and grid themes, which I'm actually going to change to that for the pivot, and this for the summary, and this for the tabular. So just save that. Under resources, it shows you how much you're using. Manage users, you can add a new user to this workspace. If you have one in your organization, you can add certain groups and then give them different permissions, slideshows, and alerts. Now, if we go up here to settings on the top right, this is for the entire organization for Zoho Analytics as an app. Some basic descriptive information here. Watch out, we've already used 240 of our 5,200,000 rows. Pretty cool. Zoho Analytics, super powerful. They give you so much for such a low price. Managing users again, logo rebranding. This is cool. Yeah, might as well look into it. You can actually rebrand your charts and dashboards with your own company. Backups again, notifications, emails, audit, data bridge, security controls. So lots to look into. If we go back and we collapse all of these. So lots here, not all of it is useful. If you want, you can click on this entire folder and delete it. Many of these we are not going to be using because we'll just be creating our reports from scratch. Most of them are different than what these are. Some of these might be useful. Feel free to play around. But for now, we don't need most of these, so clean them up however you want. But the two key ones to keep, of course, are the modules, the data folders, right? The CRM data and the finance data. But that's it for analytics setup. Hope you're able to set it up fine on your own and watch our following courses in order to learn how to actually use it yourself and really help your business gain those valuable insights. I want you to be a data scientist. That would be cool.